Alrighty, everybody. Welcome into another episode of the Full Send Half Mast podcast here on this fantastic Tuesday, episode 176. Tonight, we're going to recap the Merry Motorsports Day with the Indy cars at the Indianapolis 500, NASCAR at the World 600, and Formula One with the Canadian Grand Prix, as well as some of the support races as well with trucks, O'Reilly's, and the sprint race in Canada. We have Drivers of the Week, Boneheads of the Week, Heartbreak of the Week, like always. And then we'll preview this upcoming week's races with the NASCAR series in Nashville, IndyCar, and IMSA doubleheader at Detroit, which has been an absolute fucking banger the last couple of years. So I'm super excited for that doubleheader this weekend. We'll give you all of our picks, all of our favorites, what to expect, as well as our notable entries, I guess, for this weekend's races, as we got some pretty good, interesting draws. And then NASCAR Fantasy is still not up yet, Tom. I don't understand what's going on there. I've kept checking it I've checking all day, and it just doesn't allow us to pick it. So, we got in the chat. We got DJ
Probably
Puckett.
having a war in the Middle East or something.
Yeah, probably. DJ Puckett says, "How you guys?" And one girl missing, Dallas. And then Dyke says, "Hell, we'll have to tell Dallas that next time we see him." That's great. It's good to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Tom, how are you doing on this fantastic Tuesday, man? You recovered from your drinking shenanigans of the weekend, dude?
Oh yeah. Look, all you need. I'm good, by the way. All you need is a mason jar and one of those little nice liquid IV packs, and you'll be right back where you.
Fucking kicking it.
Yeah, you'll be right back where you need to be, and bring the moonshine back on. You know what I mean?
Oh man, I felt rough this morning, man. I felt rough on waking up yesterday, and I felt rough because I got fucked up again yesterday. So, yeah, we're feeling good today, bud. We're feeling good today, but that's not gonna stop us. Um, honestly, Tom, how should we start this podcast? I know we lost Kyle Busch, and I know maybe we should talk a little bit about that since we didn't even make a video or anything about it. We kind of talked a little bit during the watch parties, but we were trying to basically kind of distract ourselves with the racing. I don't know, man. How do you want to go about this? How do you want to open this up? It's tough. I know.
Yeah. Well, we kind of have already been through an extreme range of emotions, right? Because it's kind of funny. I mean, it's not funny, but the circumstances for me on how it laid out was kind of funny because what was it, Thursday, Jay, when I called you?
Yeah.
I think it was Thursday.
Yeah, right when the news came out, basically. I was in shock.
I mean, I was on my phone, I was on the pot, and I get this notification from Bob Pockris. And it was like, it said something along the lines of NASCAR announcement. Something along the lines of Kyle Busch has passed away. So I looked at it, and I'm sure my eyes were probably as big as fucking Boba Fett or some shit like that. Clicked on the notification, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, nah, this is Bob. You're kind of fucked up for this. It's kind of, I mean, it's not funny. Like, it's kind of fucked up. I mean, there's got to be some more context to it, right? Well, I click on the link, I open it up. He fucking quote tweeted NASCAR on X, and I was like, oh my god, what happened? So then I immediately called Jay, and I was like, dude, did you hear? Have you seen? And he was like, no. Well, fucking Kyle Busch died, dude. And Jay, you were like, how? And I was like, I don't fucking know.
Dude, I was like,
it was total shock. And, Jay, you brought up a good point, that Watkins Glen race weekend, which ultimately was or had played a role in everything that happened. But I mean, it was like, wow, did he have a stroke? Was he in a car wreck? Did he have an aneurysm? I mean, in all seriousness, I mean, no joking around. None of us knew. And I started thinking about it as well, Jay. Some of the greats that we've had in all of motorsports, we've either seen. Well, really, let's just say motorsports. We'll take motorsports for example here. We've seen a lot of deaths on track, and not just deaths. We've seen titans of motorsports deaths on track. Something where it could be reviewed and seen, make understanding of it, process it. For example, the easiest one to bring up because everybody's seen it a billion trillion times, Dale Earnhardt Sr. We all know what, he wrecked on track. He wrecked what he loved doing. He was helping a buddy win the race. He was helping his son, and it was just one of those freak accidents, right? It was a freak accident. We didn't get that with Kyle Busch. We got something much worse. We got speculation. We got out of the nothing within the public eye. We got people telling us what happened. Nothing that could bring closure, I guess you'd say, to honestly, and I think we've said this before on the channel, Jay, our generation's Dale Earnhardt.
Mhm.
I think that is where a lot of our, I guess, emptiness, sorrow, maybe sadness even comes from, is just that, you know, it was so sudden, wasn't even at a racetrack or anything like that. Like history, maybe potentially repeat itself or whatever, but it's a new situation for NASCAR, and it's a new situation for NASCAR fans, and it's a new situation for drivers now too. I was talking about it with my wife, and I was like, you know, these people who check out these drivers on a weekly basis, especially this doctor that helped Kyle Busch at Watkins Glen, he was he was an assistant. He wasn't even a trained doctor in everything. He specialized in one area, which wasn't even sinuses, by the way. I can't specifically remember what he specifically trained in, but he was just an assistant. I think some of the hardest lessons that motorsports has ever learned has been through deaths. But I think NASCAR should revamp their medical system. Should assistants be allowed in NASCAR as physicians or doctors? Sure. But at the guidance of a true master of their craft. I'm not saying that this physical or a physician's assistant is the reason why Kyle Busch died. That is not the case. What I am saying is it sounds like there needs to be a revamp to the medical system. Unfortunately, what has played out, but sometimes stuff like this needs to happen in order to poke holes through. And we all know that people who watch NASCAR, people who are in NASCAR, you know, uh, eh, you know, like Steve O'Donnell said, a true American badass. The American badasses, they put shit off like that. They put shit off like that because they that's what they're trained to do. They're just trained to push through it. They'll get better in time. This is what we need to do in the now, right now. And unfortunately, that mentality is what hurt Kyle Busch the most. So I think I think I know I went on a long rant right there, but I had a lot to say about it. Um, I don't think that there's anybody. I don't know if there can be anybody that can replace Kyle Busch. I don't know if some of the videos that I have been watching the past couple of days. Uh, the funniest one, man, I'll tell you the funniest one. There's two really funny ones. The first one is when he's screaming over the radio and he's yelling, "We got a wrecked bucket of fuck." The other one when he was at Texas when he was flipping off the official and they made him park his car for 2 laps, and he's screaming on the radio, "They're going against our constitutional rights of everybody." Oh man, you'll never have somebody like that again. You just won't. You just won't. Um, and it's a damn shame.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was thinking about it too this whole week, and or especially since we heard the news. I don't remember a NASCAR without Kyle Busch. Like I've been watching since. I
Yeah,
mean, my earliest memories are around like 2003, but I don't think I fully sat through and watched a full season until like 2004. 2005 was Kyle
yeah,
Busch's rookie year. Um, I mean, I there wa his legacy though of changing NASCAR forever. I mean, we talk about it all this year a lot with the broadcast or the podcast with the whole Brent Cruz situation. If it wasn't for Kyle Busch, that
yeah,
Brent Cruz situation would have never been a factor. You know, it's like he was
yeah,
so good at such a young age that they changed the rules to prevent guys like him to compete, and we're still seeing the effects of that today. Uh, Another thing that I remember, and I'm glad somebody did post it because there was a time when Kyle Busch would win every single race in the O'Reilly's trucks. It was like it was a time where
yeah,
he was just every week was winning, and you were like, who? Like it was Kyle Busch versus the field. It's like watching SVG on road courses now. You take SVG or you take the field. It was always Kyle Busch or the field, and they even had like races where they did the Kyle Busch bounties, where if you could beat
yep,
Kyle Busch, you'd win 100 grand or something like that, and it was just
yep,
like it was the craziest things, dude, to experience that and it was to a point where, I mean, I remember when he was in the Joe Gibbs Toyota for those 15 year, 10, 15 years, and it was like, you just did not wanna see Kyle Busch win, like, you loved when he would have a DNF, you loved when he would wreck because you just didn't wanna see him win, and you knew, like, if he didn't win, you were gonna get one of those sound bites, or you're gonna get one of those flipping Jimmy Johnson off, like, "Get out of my way, you fucking" and getting all mad and angry, like, you knew you're gonna get those moments, dude, so, um, I think I lost your audio, 1 second, let me fix that before I continue on this topic here. I don't know why it did that. Let's see. Oh, I just had it, just had it. This dang Discord, man, been causing me all kinds of issues. Let's fix that 1 second. Okay, it says that they're good, let me just turn my headset off, I guess. I don't know why it does that. Alright. Check, check. Check, check. I don't have your audio. I don't understand what's going on. Okay. We good? Check, check.
test, test,
There we go. We're good.
W.
Yeah. So, I mean, the whole Kyle Busch legacy, incredible. The stat total, again, nobody's ever gonna break his 234 wins. I mean, I he could have stopped at 150. I don't think anybody will ever beat that. I mean, it's insane the amount of stats that he has. Won in just almost everything he ever competed in. Um, it's just it's incredible. And I think what the craziest thing to me, Tom, is like when we're in this racing bubble, like I don't know if it's like this for you, but whenever I tell people I'm talking to or meet people or whatever, I'm in social interactions, I always bring up racing because I always love talking about it. It's like my fucking it's my passion. And it's like people just don't give a shit, it feels like about racing. Like 95% of the people you'll talk to in a random day have no give a shit or care or even know what the fuck racing is about. They don't care about it. I think the biggest thing that opened my eyes this weekend is that Kyle Busch not only transcended racing in a whole, but it transcended pop culture. Like how many people around the world actually recognize Kyle Busch and actually put a spotlight on racing, I think for the first time in fuck a long time. I mean, we had a little bit of that in COVID when it was the only sport going on, but the fact that like for an entire weekend. Not only was it Merry Motorsports weekend, but it was like everybody was talking about racing and on all
Yeah.
platforms, all media centers. So, um, yeah, it's kind of cool to see that he just not only transcended NASCAR in the motorsports world, but he transcended life itself as a pop culture icon. And it's going to be crazy to see over the next like 10, 15 years, Tom, the amount of like Kyle Busch references or like vintage Kyle
Yeah.
Busch merch that you're gonna see around, and like he's gonna be like that Dale figure. Like you still see
Yeah.
3M Goodwrench stuff all around. Like I'll be in Walmart randomly on a day, and you'll see somebody with a 3 hat on. Like or like it's something that's gonna transcend for pop culture forever. It's gonna be yeah. His legacy will live on forever. So is there anything
I
else you
think.
wanted to add to the Kyle Busch thing? That's kind
Yeah,
of
I
probably
just
said it.
it's crazy you brought up that the whole culture thing. And not just within the racing world, but this weekend was a huge deal for the racing world, but also for outreach as well. But um, it's almost like it was the last thing that Kyle Busch could give us. You know, it's just to unite everybody and for the love of motorsports because um you know I, yeah, I was a huge Kurt Busch fan. I was never a Kyle Busch fan until I moved in with the Primos. You know about the
Yeah.
Primos,
Oh, I know.
Jay.
Diehard Kyle
Uh
Busch fans, dude.
diehards. And we'd sit there and we watch the NASCAR races every
Oh,
weekend,
I
and
know.
they would just be like, huge Kyle Busch fans. And I'm just like, why do you he's such a douchebag. And he's like, you know, um, the father of the family, he was like, yeah, but think about it. He is so polarizing. He is such a douchebag. He gets everybody all riled up and he makes people pissed off. He gets people to the racetrack. And it took me a couple years. And you know what? Fucking A, he was right.
Yeah.
He was the best thing for NASCAR for fucking shit, dude. Over 20 years. He was the best thing for NASCAR. He was the best. There was you had Jimmy Johnson winning 7 championships while Kyle Busch was chasing 200 wins.
Yeah.
Like and then on top of that, flipping off officials and telling his pit crew that they're a bunch of monkeys fucking a football, you know what I mean? Like over the radio for everyone to hear, you know what I mean? Like of course, the best thing Kyle Busch has been the best thing for NASCAR since Dale Earnhardt Sr. He's our generation's Dale Earnhardt Sr. Uh, and show me where I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. Uh,
Yeah.
we 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 lost and we lost a Titan. We lost an insane motorsports figure, world figure, uh, and there's there's literally nobody to replace him. Nobody.
Yeah.
Carson Hocevar has hope, but
I feel like that's really the only
he's
guy right now
he's
that
already
I
got
can
that
think of.
talking to.
Yeah.
Well, he's already got that talking to by Rick Hendricks. So I mean, here comes robot fucking Carson Hocevar. I there's nobody going to be able to. There's nobody who is going to be able to replace him.
Yeah. Yeah. 100% agree. Uh yeah. It was a crazy or just crazy emotional weekend for sure, especially with the racing and I think that's where we should jump off next, man. Let's talk about
Yeah.
some of the racing. Jared's in the chat. He says, "Hey guys, after watching him win the truck race, I could not imagine 6 days later he'd be gone." Yeah, yeah, fuck, dude, it happened so fast. It was unbelievable how quick that that came around. Um, Speaking of trucks, that was the race of the weekend. I thought the truck race was absolutely fucking terrible. I'm not gonna lie. Like when the race started, I was like, man, maybe I should just we'll do a watch. I'll start the watch party an hour early before the Indy 500, and if you guys get here or not or whatever, I'll just hang out for an hour before you guys get here and watch the truck race. And we got up like 10, 15 laps into the race, dude. And it was just caution after caution. I'm like, yeah, the good thing I didn't decide to jump on the computer and start streaming that. That truck race was freaking awful, dude. Uh, they had the inclement weather like clock or whatever, which was not really a thing. It was they were trying to get the race done before the Indy 500 because they didn't want to go head to head with the Indy 500. on the same Fox platform, so it made sense. But I mean, the one thing I can remember from this race was watching. Well, it's two things that stick out from this race with me. The first was the Corey Day wreck where he almost goes airborne. That was insane. I don't know, like I've never seen a truck like actually lift all four tires off the ground when he before it hit the wall. That was absolutely insanity. And it happened to be in Kyle Busch's number 7 truck, which was really I don't know what the right word is, not poetic or whatever, but it was like it was just that part of the race was interesting. And then the second one was that restart violation for Connor Zilic that still pisses me off. The dude Zilic is on the outside line. He shades like one tire length to the outside before they get to the start finish line, and they give him a restart violation. And then we talked about it on the podcast a couple weeks ago at Watkins Glen, and we saw McDowell did it once, SVG did it once. There's a couple other guys that did it several times where they were moving 2-3 lanes down the track before they even got down the front straightaway, and they didn't get any restart violations. And then here we are with and then Chastain gets a restart violation because it goes a centimeter before the start finish line or the starting restart zone, and then Gio gets one because he gets pushed into the restart zone. And then we get Zilic gets one at Charlotte for shading a tire to the right of a guy in front of him. Like, again, we talked about it. What is a restart violation, Tom? It doesn't make any sense.
It's just the next bullshit NASCAR's on. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's just that really pissed me off. But then Lane Riggs ends up winning, which I think he had the best truck. I think him. There was times where it looked like Chastain had the best truck until he got kind of wrecked. Again, Chastain made an incredible save in this race. I mean, it seems like every fucking week that car's pointed in the inside wall and he somehow drives it off the back straightaway back down the straightaway somehow back into the next corner with this amazing save. But then Lane Riggs wins and does the bow for Kyle, which was pretty awesome to see. I do like what Dallas said, dude, Tom. I'm not gonna lie. I think that might be a good idea. I don't mind running the truck race right before the Indy 500. If Monaco's not going to be there, why not have a quadruple header and run a teaser truck race? Even if we let ARCA run Charlotte, and put the ARCA race on the Sunday before the 600. Because then it's a kind of a teaser for all the fans to show up to the 600. You kind of get a little bit of a race in. Maybe shorten it from 200 miles, make it a 150-mile race, or that's what I'm saying. ARCA would probably be good. You run an ARCA 150 the Sunday before the Indy 500. It gets people who wake up early and Monaco's not there. You get a chance to watch a little bit of racing for breakfast, and get prepped for the Indy 500, a little teaser. I don't know. I think it's a good idea.
I mean, fucking good luck getting the clowns over at NASCAR to agree with that.
No doubt.
You know?
I think it's brilliant. I think it'd be a brilliant call. And unless we get Monaco back on Memorial Day or whatever, but if until then, I mean, I like it. And I think it was good too this weekend because I was really skeptical about the way the F1 schedule lined up with the Indy 500, and I think it worked out fine. Like, I don't have any complaints. Like, where they time slotted it. I mean, yeah, we had the rain delay in Indy 500. That rain delay doesn't happen. The Indy 500 is done before the F1 race starts. And I feel like F1 even tried their best to try to delay the start of the race. Because we had, 3 formation laps before the F1 race? It felt like they were trying their damnedest to delay the start of that to get the Indy 500 done. Like, I think it worked out perfect. And then right when that race ended, we were like 15 minutes away from the start of the 600. So it was like we had no gap in the day. We had trucks straight into Indy 500, straight into F1, straight into 600. And the day just went smoothly. There's no breaks. He just glued to the TV. I mean, it felt like it worked out. Like, I'm not complaining one bit about it.
Yeah.
We'll see what goes on in the future with that going forward. The Canadian sprint race, the only thing I want to talk about is George Russell did beat Kimi Antonelli, but that argument or the Kimi Antonelli having the crash outs on the radio, dude, I loved it, dude. I know Toto Wolff was like, Kimi, we don't talk about this on radios. Like, this is an in-house meeting we have to have after the race. Like, let's not air us all out right now on the radios. I'm glad he did. We need that, dude. Like, yeah. Kimi Antonelli's a freaking rising superstar, dude. And if he's gonna have these like radio meltdowns and stuff, like, I love it, dude. I'm here for it, man. Like, we don't see that a lot. We don't see a lot of these F1 drivers have these meltdowns, and then Kimmy's having meltdowns with racing with. I thought it was fucking cinema, dude. I loved it.
Yeah, yeah. That's the type of stuff that motorsports needs.
you got to have everything. You've got to have your baby face. You got to have your heel. You've got to have the guys you're indifferent about. You got to have the guys that crash. I mean, it all is part of a recipe that makes motorsports exciting. You got to have good teams. You got to have bad teams. You got to have underdog stories.
Yep.
You got to have upsets. You got to have dominant wins.
Yep.
You got to have clean races with no wrecks. You've got to have strategy. Like all of it has to happen. Like you can't have just a bunch of this and a bunch of that and none of this. You got to have all of it.
Yep.
Makes one good
Yep.
motorsport. So I love it, man.
Yep.
I thought it was entertaining as hell. The
Yep.
O'Reilly race, again, rain shortened race. That race never really got any momentum. It felt like it ran it so late. They were avoiding the rain there on Saturday night. There was a couple of good battles between like Allgaier, Zilich, Chastain. I think Brent Cruz was in the mix there at one point. Brandon Jones. So that was entertaining. I thought the racing was good. It's just we never got to see the full length of that race. We didn't get to see the full extent of potentially where that would have finished. I don't know who exactly would have won if we would have went the full distance. It felt like Chastain might have had the best car. Allgaier was maybe second or third best car. Zilly really had a good car. Brandon Jones probably was the standout Toyota in the race. I don't know, man. I thought the racing was good. It just got rain short and no Ross Chastain win. But again, I don't think you could really have a bad O'Reilly race, dude. Like it's the best series. It's hard to have a bad race. And we saw another good one this weekend at Charlotte. I think the most cinematic part of that race, Tom, was when I can't remember who it was that blew up their motor, but then all the oil was on the track, and they all just go into the corner, and every single one of them just slides up and hits the wall, dude. That was so.
I'm trying to remember.
Oh man,
It's like right on the tip of my tongue.
I know I can't remember who it was that blew up, but just
Oh,
watching
well,
them all go
who-
into
who
turn
cares?
3 and all hit the wall is just that was fucking hilarious, dude. It reminded me of that Daytona race a couple years ago where it was raining in turn 3, but it wasn't raining on the front straightaway.
Yeah, the only
And they
one that
didn't
made it
throw,
out was
yeah,
Austin
they
Dillon.
all dove into the wall together, dude. Oh, that was absolute cinema. And then Ross obviously does the bow again um for Kyle Busch, which was awesome. Lag says Total Wolf is a bit stuck on his ways though I can see his point. Well, I get his point, but as a fan, I want more of that radio content. But I can see it from his point. There's no reason to because I mean they're all pulling the rope in the
Well,
same direction. You don't want to have everybody at arms with each other in the pit
yeah, but
garage, you know?
again, in that type of motorsport, you know what we really need? We just need another Eddie Jordan. That's what we
Yeah.
fucking need.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck all this, you know, straight collared. Ooh, I make millions and millions of dollars. You listen to me. You know, get the guys in there that can actually, you know, throw some hands. Let's
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I miss Steiner Gunther, man. Like that he was or Gunther Steiner. Yeah, he was so fucking fun. Yeah. All right, Tom. Let's talk about the Indy 500 because this race had layers on layers of.
Yeah.
This is one of the most interesting Indy. Like I felt like last year's race was absolutely fucking incredible. I don't know if this one compares to that in the same extent, but dude, there was just layers to this race. It felt like Cooter Daly at the beginning of this race might have had maybe the best car. David Malukas, I think, probably did have the best car. Pelot had a really good. I don't think Pelot's car was as good. I think that was a lot more driver talent that was there. Scott Dixon found his way to the front at one point in this race. And the first, I mean, all the way up until that first rain delay, Tom, it really felt like a traditional Indy 500 that was going to play out. You didn't know how the strategies were going to work out. You saw the Penske's kind of work their way up a little bit at a time. McLaughlin and Newgarden got up in the mix at one point. That was absolutely intriguing. I know a lot of fans don't like the whole yo-yo swap the lead back and forth fuel saving stuff, but I love it, dude. Like the Indy 500 is such a long race that like track position is so important that when you get to the lead, you want to save fuel so you can have less time on pit stops. You can make it further to do the overcut because the overcuts seem to work out better than the undercuts do, especially in IndyCar with this package, especially at Indianapolis. I don't know, Tom. Is that am I like on the right base here? Felt like Malukas had the best car. Felt like Pelot maybe didn't, but he was driving it over its limits. Cooter Daly felt something like he had a pretty good car. I thought it was good racing for that first 100 laps for that first rain delay.
Well, here's the thing. You know, some people get so hung up on there's a small rivalry between IndyCar and NASCAR right now about this whole fuel saving, super speedway, Indy 500, whatever. Here's the deal though. That entire time that the Indy cars were on track, fuel saving, you had teams like Felix Rosenquist's team, you had teams like Pato Award and Armstrong out there running, thinking, coming up with, implementing, and executing a different strategy to combat that. If we were super speedway racing on NASCAR, that would be it's impossible. It's impossible. You can't do it with the stage racing that they're doing. So even on top of that, the fuel saving or the switching that they got going on, in my eyes, all of it is legit because there's nothing breaking up that race into multiple separate races. And all of it is all based upon true and tried strategies. Uh, like to me though, it's like I, apples and oranges when we're talking about fuel saving strategies based upon different racing series. I think when we talk about fuel saving strategies in IndyCar, it's completely different than any other sport, especially at the Indy 500.
Yeah.
But
I
but
thought it
yeah,
was incredible
that
racing.
was again. It just it what how many different strategies did we have? I mean, we at least had four.
Yeah, at
We
least
had
4. I'm trying to because we had
the
Pato was
Penske's,
on,
the
yeah, the
Ganassis,
Ganassis were on their strategy.
Rosenquist, Armstrong, and Pato.
Yeah, and even between those 3, and also Grosjean was in the mix, and Hauger was in that mix as
Oh
well.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Yep.
But out of those 5, there was 2 different strategies there too, because you had Pato do the opposite of what Rosenquist did, where they went a little bit shorter on their first stint and had to go
Oh,
longer on their
that's
second, and then
right. Yeah. They
Rosenquist went longer on their
shortcut.
first and went shorter on their second. So even there, so that's another strategy. And then you had the second strategy there with what was it with Cooter Daly, and there was a couple other guys on his strategy. He was the head of that strategy, but yeah, I mean, there was just so many different strategies going on, and calculating to the end of the race, weather was always going to be a concern. It felt like you saw Newgarden throw it in the wall in a restart, which was absolutely shocking. Like absolutely shocking. Like when that happened, I couldn't believe it. Like it was unbelievable. Um, and then to see Kyle Collette hit the wall late in the race, which changed the game. And then that caution,
Yeah.
which really frustrates me because we run the GP 2 weeks ago and we got a car parked on the front straightaway and we don't throw a yellow. But then we get to the Indy 500 and a guy touches the wall, kisses it with the right rear tire and continues on, and we get a caution, which ultimately leads us to this one-lap shootout, which, again, we sat here in 2024 and complained about that one-lap shootout that cost our Ericsson the win. Again, I think, obviously, they're not going to give a shit about it because we got this incredible finish out of it. But it still feels kind of race manipulation to me. I even said it during the watch party. It's like, it's okay for a race to end under yellow. It's okay. Like, it's not the end of the world. Granted, that was prior to getting this incredible finish, which we'll talk about here in a second. But again, the consistency kind of throws me off there, Tom. I know. I mean, maybe IndyCar control overreacted because of the whole fallout of the Rossi deal. I don't know. The whole thing just seems sketch to me, I
I don't know.
guess. Yeah.
Um, that whole thing with Mick Schumacher slapping the wall. I mean, get the fuck over yourself.
Yeah.
Actually, that was stupid. That was the dumbest. I think I had a pretty raw reaction when we were watching that live, but um, I couldn't believe that. But the Kyle Collette thing, holy shit, that dude took a hit. That was actually insane. That was almost the reincarnate wreck of Sebastian Bourdais 2016 and Indy 500 qualifying. That was gnarly.
Yeah. Oh, that was a violent crash, dude. Holy cow.
Yeah, very violent.
Yeah. Oh, I don't. Did we get any medical or reports on that or anything? Did they check and release
Just that he
him,
was
or?
released from the infield.
Yeah, I don't know. He's probably got lots of freaking bruises, dude. He's probably rough today, or at least these last couple days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He hit a ton, dude. Um, what else am I missing at this race? I mean, we obviously have talked about the strategies. I loved the strategy between Felix and Pato. And we say it all the time, and I think they even said it. It feels like the Indianapolis 500, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, it kind of feels like it picks its winner. And it
Yeah.
felt like towards the end of that race when Rosenqvist was behind Pato, I think we said it. I mean, it really felt like it was Rosenqvist's year to win the race. It felt like he was the picked winner. He put up that incredible lap in qualifying. Didn't win the pole, obviously, but he put up that incredible lap in Fast Saturday that nobody could touch. Um, and it
Yeah.
just felt like it was Malukas or Rosenqvist's year. It felt like those were the two guys that were chosen to win the race, and that's who it comes down to at the end. And fortunate for Rosenqvist, he gets the job done. But let's just talk about this last lap, Tom. I have never in my life seen somebody not lift in the second lane at Indianapolis for an entire lap. The
Dude.
balls of this man, dude. It's like South Park, man. He's like the guys in South Park with the testicular cancer, bro. Like the giant nuts
Yeah.
on Rosenqvist. That was incredible, Tom.
That was actually a sight to be seen. That was like once every generation type of shit that he just did right there. I mean, it was just intoxicating to watch, actually.
It- the range of emotions we did during the watch party, like we're sitting here like, oh, Lucas has got it. Oh, they're side by side. They're screwed. They're done. Oh, he might get a run here. He might clear him. Oh, it's over. And then it's just like, boom. Oh my God, he's got to run to the line. It was like the range of emotions on that final lap. I'm so happy for Rosenqvist, man. Like,
Yeah.
especially after what happened obviously with McLaren, where they fucked him there, lost his ride there, found a home at Meyer Shank, dominated Long Beach this year. I mean, had that race fucking won until the final pit stop of the day. And it felt like this one came to him, dude. It felt like this was it was his race to win. It was meant to be, and drove the shit out of that car, dude. Like, I mean, unbelievable. I still can't believe I've watched that finish back, those last lap back, like 30, 40 times now, Tom. I can't fucking believe it, dude. It's unreal. It's like I'm watching a video game. It's unreal.
Yeah, it was. There's not a lot to say about it except for, I mean, just nuts of steel, absolute badass.
It's for me, I think it's a top 10 finish motorsports history. Like, we're not talking about IndyCar history,
Yeah.
Indy 500. We're talking about motorsports history. Like,
I,
top 10.
I mean that finish should be on the next 20 years of Indy 500 commercials.
Yeah. Well, it's going to replace the Sam Hornish Marco Andretti one from 2006. Like, this is the new
Yeah.
best finish. Like, I mean, I
Yeah.
know that wasn't the closest one because obviously you had the one in '93 that was the closest before this weekend. But every time they do a promo, it's always that 2006 Indy 500 Sam Hornish getting the run to the line to beat Marco Andretti. It's like this one's going to replace it now. This is fucking insane.
Yeah.
It was legit. I love the Indy 500, man. The whole motorsports day, the whole day is about the Indy 500. Yes, you get the other races thrown in, but the Indy 500, it is the greatest race on planet Earth. Nothing can ever compare to the Indy 500. It is the race, the crown jewel of all crown jewels, to win, to watch, to witness. 110 years of history. Like, it is just, again, another great Indy 500 into this historic books of this race. It's just, and it'll live on forever, man. It was just fantastic. And congratulations to Felix Rosenqvist. Uh, Although I think David Malukas is going to win this race sooner or later, dude. He's going to win it. I mean, he is so close, dude. He's got many. It felt like this was the year for Felix to win it because I feel like David Malukas is not going to just win one Indy 500. I feel like David Malukas is going to win 2, 3, maybe even 4 Indy 500s. Like, it
Yeah.
feels that way. Like, he's got it down there. Like, he's incredible. So, we'll see
Yeah.
what next year brings. Maybe next year will be Malukas' year to get it done. All right,
Yeah.
let's talk about the Canadian Grand Prix, Tom, because this race was fucking wild, dude. We got McLaren starting on wet tires. What the fuck is going on there? Like, what the hell, dude? Like, was it raining? It's just like their fucking paddock, like it was dry everywhere else. Like, What the hell was that, dude? I can't believe it. I mean, we got McLaren's getting lapped like 20, 30 laps into the race. I mean, it was just an absolute joke. I mean, Lando ends up having an engine failure. One of the craziest things I saw too was Sergio Perez coming down pit road and his suspension just explodes. Like, I've never in my life just seen a suspension explode, dude. Like, it wasn't a tire that went down. It wasn't like an engine failure and then parts shredded and tore other parts. No, his suspension exploded. It's like someone stuck a freaking firecracker on the A-arm and it just exploded. Like, I never have I seen that. You got track marshals running across the track, dude, diving through fences and shit. I mean, half the grid was put on investigation and got penalized with a time penalty or were under investigation. Like,
Yeah.
and it was a dry race. Like, I've never, like, this race had everything. You had Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen battling intensely for those final 10 laps for the finals, or for the second and third spot on the podium. You had the McLaren or the Mercedes duking it out for like 30 laps, just swapping the lead back and forth. I don't care what these people say about this F1 regulations. This F1 season's been fucking insane, dude. Like, I think by the end of the year, this is going to be like the most passes for position or for leads in F1 history. Like, F1's in a great place right now, regardless of what the diehards are saying. It's phenomenal, Tom. This race was insane, dude.
I think that people are just finally pretty much just fed up with the hybrid era shit. I think they just want their V8s back, 13,000 RPM. You know what I mean? Like, back to the days where, the cars were screaming, don't going down the straightaways instead of, you know, going by you at Mach fuck at, 30 decibels. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it as well. George Russell, they end up finding him 5,000 euros for the way he exited the car? I said this during the watch party. I'll say it again. F1, FIA, Big Daddy FIA, the softest fucking people, man. How come on, dude. You've got to be. Yeah, that's a joke. That's a fucking joke, Tom. That
Yeah.
that they're gonna penalize him for throwing his headrest out of the car. Like, that again. We say this all the time. That's what they need. Formula One needs this drama, this entertainment. Like, that was a great moment, and the best moment too was him standing on the other side of the wall. He looked like fucking Michael Myers as he's watching them tow his car behind the runoff area there. Like, that. Again, like, what, Kimi Antonelli, 4 straight Grand Prix wins. He's got the biggest points lead in a Formula One season to this point of a season. Like, I'm not saying it's over because we saw Piastri kind of choke the championship away last year, but this is different circumstances, obviously. Kimi Antonelli, he's incredible, Tom. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, yeah, he's got the best car, but it's like, still, like, he's beating George Russell. That was desperate, George Russell, this weekend. Like, you could tell he was giving it every ounce of ability he had, and it still wasn't enough to beat Kimi Antonelli this weekend, dude. Like, that was insane.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Lags does, like I said on Sunday, heck of a first race to watch live for the first time over a day. Dude, if this was your first time watching an F1 race and ever or in a long time, like, what a freaking race. And the thing is, Lag, is this entire F1 season's been like that. Like, I gotta look back to like the China race, dude. That race was incredible. Like, what we saw between the McLarens battling at the front of the race, Canada, is what we saw between the Ferraris running for second at China. And then the Australian Grand Prix, we had like crazy carnage and incidents like there as well. Like, it was an incredible F1 season we have, and this was like the best race of the season. It was insane. I mean, did we end up getting all the reports and everything on all the penalties and stuff at the end of that race, Tom? I mean, we had 5 cars in the lead lap.
I haven't found anything.
And I think Lawson was still under investigation at the end. I think Hulkenberg was still. I mean, it was like, what was going on? It was crazy. Jared says that race was interesting. Christian's in the chat. Says hi. Good to see you, and you're Christian. Welcome in on this podcast. I mean, is there anything else you want to add to this F1 race, dude? I mean, it was wild. It was one of the most wild races I've seen in a while, dude. It was uncomprehendable.
Yeah, I'm just happy for Kimi Antonelli. Really, I am. That's it. That's really all I got to say. He deserves it. And Lando Norris deserves what he got as well. And let's see.
Max first podium of the year. I mean,
Oh yeah,
didn't
Max
see
first
that
podium of the
coming.
year. That's right.
Yeah, incredible.
Which is pretty dope. And Lewis Hamilton is still dating Kim Kardashian. So there's that.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, but what I did like too is a podium celebration where where Hamilton and Verstappen went and embraced Kimi Antonelli at their. It's like the passing of the torch, dude. It felt like symbolic. It was kind of cool. So, um,
Yeah.
Christian says we'll talk about the Indy 500. Yes, we just talked about the Indy 500. So if after the podcast is done live, go back and rewatch the beginning. We talked about Kyle Busch, and then after that we kind of jumped into Indy 500 and we've talked about that for a good 15-20 minutes. Next we're gonna jump on to the World 600. Again, we talked about Kyle Busch at the beginning. That pre-race, man, that was a tearjerker, dude. Uh, that was hit me right in the gut, dude. That was tough to watch, dude. Like that was. I'm glad we didn't go live at that time because like I was sitting here like that was tough to watch, man. Seeing the Bush family
Yeah, that's
there,
the type of
Kurt putting the flowers
that was the
down on
type
the
of stuff
eight.
to make a grown man cry right there.
Yeah, yeah, and see Samantha and Brexton there, like that was yeah,
That was rough.
that was tough. And seeing his parents there, that was yeah. I think what hit me the hardest is when they got on the bagpipes, dude. That
Yeah.
that hit fucking hard, dude. That was like holy shit, dude. And to see everybody behind him, like that was just yeah, that was a cool moment, man. That was yeah. Yeah. I felt like we did a lot of healing right there. Like that was a lot of healing that we needed to happen and to get over everything. So Lag says the subscriptions are so expensive compared to the content over here. You get F1, NHL, and then your basic ass TV series. Man. Alrighty. Toyota dominance continues, Tom. I mean, I don't know what else to say. These Toyotas are unbelievable this year. They're killing the series. It's insane. I don't think we've seen Toyota this dominant since like what was it like 2018, 2019 when they had like the dream team with Edwards, Hamlin, Bush,
Yeah.
like Kenseth. Like right now, they've got a dream team assembled right now, and those cars are unbelievable. There was one point in the race, Tom, we had 6 of the top 7 positions were Toyotas. And I mean, if Bubba didn't wreck
Yeah.
out earlier, he would have been in the mix too. I mean, it's insane.
It would have been a completely different race if Bubba didn't wreck out. If Bubba didn't do Bubba shit.
Yeah. I think Bubba had a car good enough to win. I mean, I think Reddick had a car good enough to win. It's the craziest thing to me is that Toyota didn't win the race with how dominant they were.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Briscoe had his incident, which nominate him for Bonehead of the Week. I mean, what an absolute fucking clown. It literally felt like we're watching Danica Patrick circa like 2013, dude. Like
That was just pathetic.
oh man. I'm still on the fence about Briscoe, Tom. Like I don't really know how to feel about Briscoe. Like sometimes he looks
I
like
think there's plenty of better drivers than Briscoe.
I
think,
agree.
I
I
think
agree. I just don't
Gibbs.
yeah.
I think Gibbs should have picked up Priest and
Mhm.
put Priest in that 19 car, especially out of the SHR stable. I think Priest was the best driver in the SHR stable. But and fuck, you could prove it with the shit he's been doing at RFK. But yeah, yeah, I'm not a believer in Briscoe at all.
Yeah, me neither. There's just something about him that I just don't see it. I don't see super talent there. Um,
No.
Zilich got wrecked out early with Cindric hitting the wall. That just absolutely devastating. I mean, Zilich cannot buy a break, brother. Like, I swear to God, every week it's a pit road penalty. He's getting taken out by somebody. His car is a dump truck. It's like, oh, and then he jumps back in a truck or an O'Reilly car and he's just fucking right at the front of the field dominating. It's like, everybody's like, oh, it's because he's a rookie. He's got to adapt. I don't think that's it, dude. Like, you can't win or run up front if your car drives like shit or you get taken out early in a race. It's like he's not having any luck. Chastain, gets wiped out by old Roundhouse, dude. Roundhouse had himself a tissy fit, dude, and just absolutely TKO'd Chassis Stain, bro. Oh man, that
Dude, Roundhouse actually punted that motherfucker.
he
I mean,
did, dude.
there is no other adjective to describe it.
Oh man, I like how
I mean,
they
he
the
sent him.
spotter went on the radio. Was like, "What happened there?" Or no, his crew chief went to the spotter. Was like, "What happened there?" And the spotter's like, "Yeah, well, he kind of threw a block, and we kind of wiped him out." And then there was nothing from Roundhouse. Roundhouse said nothing on the radio, dude, which is smart on him
Yeah.
because if he'd have said something, he would have been fucking fined or like got suspended for a week. So smart on Roundhouse for not keying up the mic, but that was just
Yeah, right.
fucking funny, dude. Like he just sent that fucker, dude. He was like, "No, today, brother," and just fucking put him around. And to be fair, the first 200 laps of that race, Stenhouse ran top 10 the whole time. The first
Yeah.
200 laps, and then when the sun finally set, I feel like their setup kind of went away and they lost track position, couldn't hang with the field. I think the bright spot of this race, though, Tom, fucking Glizzy, man. What a fucking race
Dude.
by Glizzy, dude. Led laps
Dude.
on merit. Ran
Dude.
5th through 10th all day long. Unbelievable race.
His average running position was 7.8, I think it was.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Insane. I mean, him and Larson were the only two drivers really sticking it to Toyota all night long.
Yeah. And then Blaney had
Which is insane.
Yeah, they were the only two consistently doing it. I mean, Blaney had at moments at times. Roundhouse at times looked like he had a chance, but it was really Chastain or Larson, and it was SVG that were putting the hate on. William Byron was dog shit all race long. I think even Bowman, I think he had like was he missing first and second gear or something on his car, so he was a non-factor. Lagooner was a non-factor. I mean, what the fuck was that? The RFK guys were pretty quick, it felt like, but they were, again, 9th through 12th, which they've been all year long. I mean, that's about what those cars are, 9th through 12th.
Yeah, and then Briscoe took out 2/3 of that team. One fucking swoop.
Oh, man. I don't know. I thought the racing was pretty decent, Tom, but the problem is, and Fox loves to do this, and we talked about it with Amazon, NASCAR's got a shitty habit of following the leaders, dude. Following the leaders.
Fuck.
I mean, you could have named this race the Little Red Dick and His Old Man, is what Tom said during the
Yeah.
I mean, the whole time. And then what pissed me off, Tom, is we're following Red Dick and Hamlin at the front the whole race. And then SVG takes the lead, and then they don't even watch the lead. Or when Zane took the lead even, we didn't watch the leaders. It was only when the fucking Yoders were leading, we're watching the leaders. But when Zane's leading or Chassis Stain's leading, we ain't fucking looking at the leaders at all. Like, what are we doing, guys? Like,
Yeah. I don't know. I was very, very heated during that exchange. I thought it was I was about to lose it, actually.
I couldn't believe it, dude. Unbelievable. Suarez ends up winning the race. He ends up going with that 2-tire call. Rain sets in again. I don't know. There was conflicting reports. Some people I saw some tweets where people were saying, "Oh, it only rained for like 30 minutes and then the rain stopped after they called the race." And other people are saying, "No, it poured and then rained all night." I don't know, but it felt like I guess my thing that pissed me off, Tom, is we've always had this rule with the lightning, right? With lightning strikes within 8 miles, we got to red flag it for 30 minutes and put us on the lightning hold. Somebody needs to tell me how they invented this or how they came up with this. But now we can predict where lightning's going to fucking strike now, Tom. Like, what the
Well, I mean,
fuck?
so they were saying that they had a meteorologist on site, and I was like, okay, well, you can afford to have a meteorologist on site, but you can't afford to send your broadcasters to the fucking racetrack?
Yeah. I know.
Yikes.
I just know that I'm never playing golf with somebody that thinks they can predict where lightning's gonna strike, dude. Fuck that guy, dude. Fuck that guy. This lightning's moving away. Okay, bud. Why don't you go stand in hold a golf club up out in the parking lot, bud, and tell me if you believe your theory. What the fuck, man? Oh man. Yeah. So I don't know, man. The whole weather thing. Um, I don't know. I felt like the broadcast was better. I still don't like Steve Letarte. I still don't like him. Junior with the jump scares every 20 minutes gets me. I do like Adam Alexander. I think Adam Alexander's progression in broadcasting is incredible. And I think he did a pretty
The
damn
thing
good
I'll say
job.
about Junior though, at least he's got some fucking energy, dude. I
Exactly.
mean,
Exactly.
I,
Exactly.
other times it's like, all right, time to take my midday nap. You know, can't fucking keep my eyes open with people reading from sounds like fucking obituaries all the time.
I know. That's why I don't like Steve Letarte. He feels like a watered down version of Mike Joy. And Mike Joy ain't much of a fireball anyway. You know? It's like, I don't know. The whole Steve Letarte thing kind of throws me off. But I don't know. The 600 was a good race. I mean, it was good to see Elliott hit the wall at one point. You know, it was fun to see the old Roundhouse be Roundhouse again and do something
Yeah.
crazy. Like, yeah, it was good to see SVG run up front, man. It would have been so cool to see him win. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out for him. He got an 11th place finish, which isn't indicative at all of the absolute pace that he had all day long.
Yeah.
Speaking about that, let's go into drivers of the week. I'm gonna nominate Marcus Armstrong. He's struggles on ovals. I mean, his entire IndyCar career. He came in as a road and street specialist when he came into IndyCar. The last like year, he's really turned these ovals around. He's been running really good, and he finished P5. Great job by him this weekend. Franco Colapinto, his best career Formula One finish. We talked about it during the watch party, Tom. As of the last 3 or 4 races, Franco Colapinto has looked like the Colapinto on debut. Like he looks like he actually fits in Formula One now, and he's an Alpine with the double points finish with the Gasly and Franco. I thought it was an incredible job by Franco this weekend. And then obviously Shane Van Glizzy, P11 in the Cup race. Should have been a better finish than that. Unfortunate for him. But he ran great all day long. Just a fantastic. Again, I think we said it in the watch party. I think that was a career defining race for SVG. I think it was a career race.
Yes. Yes.
Boneheads of the week, McLaren strategy team. What the fuck are we doing? Starting on wet tires in a dry race? What are we? Like, what are we act? Like, it felt like Ferrari, dude. It literally felt like we're watching Ferrari, dude, out there with that strategy call. Recky Roundhouse dumping Ross Chassis Stain in the Cup Series. And then Chase Briscoe wrecking himself in the Cup Series and the RFK boys. Felt like that was a good nominee. Heartbreak of the week, Tom. I felt like I was thinking about it, man. There was a lot of good options, but really the one that stood out to me, and it's one that's not going to get a lot of credit for what she did this weekend. Catherine Legge attempted the double, guys. That in itself is an incredible feat. I know she was locked into both races, didn't have to qualify into either of them legitly on speed. But just to have that's a tough thing to do, man, to run the double. Not a lot of the people attempt it or do it. And she had a good valiant effort. In the Indy 500, got wrecked out, no doing of her own. And that just sucks. She only got to complete 45 miles in the Indy 500. Got taken out by Ryan Hunter-Reay with nothing of her own doing. Then she goes to the 600, and she was only a lap down the whole race, Tom. Like, she was within a lap of leaders in a live fast car, and then loses a tire because the pit crew can't tighten a fucking lug nut. And again, none of her doing cost her an opportunity to finish these laps, you know. So it's like, I don't know. I felt like the heartbreak of the week has to go to Catherine Legge this week, Tom. I feel like that is a deserving nominee this week. Alrighty. So those polls will be up for you guys at the end of the podcast for you guys to vote on. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Preview races, the Trucks No Apps Cup at Nashville, IMSA, and IndyCar for the Detroit Sport Car Street Course weekend there, which has been an absolute banger on the calendar. This is one of the races I look forward to the most every year. Detroit is a fantastic weekend. Notable entries in the Truck Series, we got Brandon Jones in the number 1 for Tricon. Swallow should be in the 5 for Tricon. Raja will be in that number 7 for Spire. Can you believe this guy's back? Oh, Daniel Dye for McAnally in the number 20. What the fuck are we doing, guys? Come on. Ross Chassis Stain with Nice in the 45. Parker Retzloff, dude. This is the best opportunity I think he's ever had in any NASCAR series. He's going to be in a Toyota Halmar car this weekend. Like, I'm excited to see what Retzloff can do behind the wheel of this Halmar car. And then Jesse Love making a Truck Series start in the Spire number 77. In the No-Op Series, we got Raja Caruth in the number 32 for Jordan Anderson Racing. Cletus McGeetus McFarland, he'll be in the RCR 33 this weekend. JJ Yaley with Ryan Sieg Racing in the 38, and then Kyle Larson will hung money in the number 88 for Junior Motorsports. Cup Series, we got Chad Fincham in the 66 for Garage 66, Corey Heim with 2311 in the 67. And then, have they announced it, or is this just another place marker for the 33 at RCR with Austin Hill? Is he going to be running the remainder of the season, or is this just a place? Have we got an announcement on that yet?
We got an announcement that Richard Childress is going to be making an announcement in Michigan. I think Saturday at noon. So, let's see. Saturday, at Michigan, June 6th.
Okay.
So, there's that.
They're probably trying to work
June
out
6th.
sponsor things.
Reaching
That Michigan's the
Motorsport,
race
that's the
after Nashville.
media. Yeah, after Nashville, yep. Yeah.
My
So
thought
next
process
weekend.
on that is if they don't sign Jesse Love, they're gonna lose Jesse Love. Somebody else is gonna pick
I
him
think
up.
Jesse Love's going to the 48. They're already giving him the cold shoulder. They've already taken him out of the Cup car once already this year within the past 2 weeks. And now it just seems like,
And now
you
he's in a
know,
Spire truck this weekend, which is weird.
he's in a Spire truck this weekend. I mean, the writing's kind of on the wall for me. And you know what they do? You know what RCR does with drivers that are on their way out?
Yeah, they really
So,
blackball the fuck out of him. Yeah.
yeah. Just watch. It'll probably get worse. I think Jesse Love to the 48. I think Corey Day stays where he's at. You know, whatever.
You think Austin Hill will get the 33 full time? Is that what you're kind of thinking? I mean, if I'm RCR, man, I'm looking around. I'm like, who can I fucking put in there? Like, you've got fucking Corey Heim sitting there, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
I
Toyota
don't
can't
know.
find him a home.
I think that depends entirely on Austin Hill. What does Austin Hill want to do?
Yeah. Yeah. I think he'll take it. I mean, honestly, what other team's going to give him an opportunity at Cup? I think if RCR throws a contract in front of him, I
fucking
guarantee he
nobody.
signs it. Yeah, he signs it. He's like, how many years? Fuck it, I'll do it. Let's go. Yeah. All right, and then for IMSA, we got a couple notable entries. We got Chaz Mostert. He's going to be running for Vassy Sullivan this weekend in the number 15, second car for them in the GT3. And then Nick Tandy making his return to the IMSA series, man. He's going to be in the number 77 for AO Racing this weekend, which I'm super excited for. Let's do it. Let's make our picks, Tom. In the truck series, we got the Allegiance 200 at Nashville on Friday. I'm going Caden Honeycutt. He's on fire this year. The Toyotas on the mile and a half has been incredible, especially those Tricon trucks. I think Caden Honeycutt gets the win. And then my dark horse, for no other reason besides the fact that I just absolutely cheered this guy on during that Ram race for the seat or whatever. Carson Ferguson getting an attempt at a Ram truck this weekend in 25. I'm super excited for him, dude. Like I think he's got a shit ton of talent. I think Ram, they fucked up by putting Midget in there or whatever his name is. I think they should have waited Carson Ferguson. I think he's gonna do better than Midget to this weekend. So I'm gonna pick him as my dark horse, sentimental favorite.
I'm gonna go all Ram lineup this weekend. I'm gonna go Brendan Queen and Carson Ferguson. Doesn't really matter if they're dark horse or favorites. None of them have won a race. I think they're both very, very talented drivers, and I think absolutely here at Nashville, shit, man, you could potentially be looking at Ram getting a first time win this weekend. I don't think that's at all out of the realm.
That would be badass. That would be absolutely badass. Also on Saturday, we got a doubleheader of races. We got the IMSA series, the Chevrolet Detroit Sports Car Classic, GTP and GTD Pro. 21 cars in the field, 11 GTPs, 10 GT Pro cars. The team that's going to win this race, their street, they struggle everywhere else, Tom, but their street program is on fire. They dominated that race at Long Beach. They're going to do it again. Ranger Vandersander behind the wheel with the 93, the closer. I'm going to take them to win this race this weekend and go back-to-back at Detroit. And then my dark horse, I'm really impressed with how Aston Martin's doing this year, man. The leaps and strides that Aston Martin has made, not only in the World Endurance Championship, but here on IMSA as well. I'm super impressed. I'm going to take the number 23 Aston Martin this weekend in GTP. I think this is going to be a very carnage-inducing race. I mean, every time they come to Detroit these last like 3 years, Tom, it's been absolute fucking cinema. Like, can't this TV, dude? Like, we've seen cars pile into the wall. We've seen fucking cars go airborne. We've seen just incredible finishes and great battles. We've seen mechanical failures. I I guarantee when that green flag drops, Tom, everything you think's gonna happen is gonna get thrown out the window, and we're gonna see an absolute. It's gonna look a lot like the Canadian Grand Prix. It's gonna be absolute mayhem, carnage, and just cinema all throughout the field. I'm excited to see this race play out. And then for GTD Pro, I'm going with the number 77 AO. I'm going with Rexy. I like Nick Tandy. He is Mr. Endurance. He is Mr. Sports Car. He's back behind the wheel. The AO team has won this race in the past at Detroit. They're extremely fast. Obviously, they're going to have to beat the Fords. They're going to have to beat the Cadillacs. I don't know what Vassie's going to have this weekend. That's why I'm taking the 15 Vassie's my dark horse because I'm a huge Chaz Mostert fan. I love watching him every year race at the 12 Hours of Bathurst. He's a hell of a wheelman behind a GT3 car. I'm excited to see what Vassie can do with that number 15 this weekend as my dark horse.
All right, for my GTP picks, I'm doing the same as Jay. I mean, I choose a 93 Acura pretty much every race weekend, anyways, because um, I'm a believer, I guess you'd say. And then for my dark horse, I can't choose the JDC Miller car anymore, so there's that. I'm gonna go with Aston too. Um, and then for my pro car, I'm gonna go with the number 65 Ford. I'm not really expecting a lot. I mean, they've been fast this year. Don't get them wrong; they've been fast, but I don't think they're going to win the race. But anything could happen. Anything could happen. And then for dark horse, I'm doing my classic. I'm doing the number 14 Vassy. I know that they've got the number 15 coming in, but I just think that the lineup on the 14 and the communications they've already got in place and the flow that they've got, I think that they're looking for a pretty good race this weekend.
This is the race I'm most excited for all weekend, Tom. I fucking love sports car racing. And at Detroit, these sports cars, man, it has been an absolute fucking thrill ride every time they've gone there. It's a marquee race on the schedule for sure. I'm excited to see how this one plays out. No apps. Me and Tom talked about this at the beginning of before we went live. It's the Sports Illustrated Resorts 250 at Nashville. It's hard to pick who we think, like there's not really any like sentimental favorites. I mean, we talked about we got like Sieg, Cruz, maybe a Retzloff, and that's about it, man. Like, there's not really anybody else I'm really pulling for in the O'Reilly series this year. I think Allgaier's gonna win the race. He's having a career fucking year this year, dude. It's unbelievably dominant. He's a factor every race they go to, every track, every configuration. I don't see anything changing there. In my dark horse, I'm just gonna continue to pick him until he wins because he's going to win sooner than later. It's Brent Cruz. I mean, again, Brent Cruz is like one of the only guys in the O'Reilly series that I pull for on a weekly basis. I like Creed. He's got his win. He's having a really good year this year as well. I'd like to see maybe him win, but I do think Brent Cruz, man, like he's got the talent. Like he is. I say it all the time. There's like 5 guys that are going to carry NASCAR into the future, and and he's one of them. Brent Cruz is. So I would like to see him win this weekend. Take him as a dark horse till I can't no more.
Yeah, same thing, what Jay's been saying. It's just kind of hard for me to follow along with any of the drivers that they got in the Xfinity series for like a champion or anything like that. Of course, I've got my favorites, but they're mostly, underdogs, dark horses. For example, Ryan Sieg, I'm really starting to enjoy Brent Cruz as well. I think he is going to be something. I think he's going to be great. I think just time will tell. But for this weekend, I'm going to do the same thing I did with the trucks. I'm going to just choose the 2 drivers that I follow that I like, and that's Sieg and Cruz, and hopefully they can get some good. I think Cruz will get a great finish. We'll see about Sieg.
Okay. I like it. All right, and then we talked about this off stream too. The Indy NXT, the Detroit Grand Prix on Sunday. It's hard to make picks this year. The last few years we've talked about it. We had like the year where we had Siegel and Rasmussen battling for the championship. Then we had the year after with Foster and Chadwick, and then we had Hauger and Lockie Hughes. This year it just feels like we don't have like a couple dominant guys. It feels like we've had so many different winners. We've talked about Lockie Hughes regressing this year. We've talked about Miles Rowe regressing this year. Tom brought up a good point. Is it that they're regressing, or is it just the competition stiffer this year? I don't know. I feel like it could be a mix of all things. Right now, if I'm to pick the only guy really in the NXT right now that I feel like maybe has an IndyCar future or potential is Max Taylor. But I also like this Nikita Johnson. He's having an exceptional year this year. I think he gets the win this weekend. He's currently your points leader. I think he gets the job done. And then my dark horse, I'm gonna go with Josh Pearson. And purely because he's a racing for Andretti. And he has done really nothing. Like, he's, again, another guy that's regressed this year. Could this be the weekend he surprises people and gets the job done? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Again, I'm with Jay. I'm not really like clicking with any of these guys. You know what I mean? I mean, we'll go with the easies here. You know, with Nikita Johnson and for a favorite dark horse, I'm going with this Coolin guy because he's got a cool name. But other than that, it's like you know, it's not like when we had a Louis Foster in the NXT where he was just doing crazy shit all the time. It's just to me, it's just a little bit more mellow with some of these drivers lately, and I don't know. It's just kind of hard for me to connect with that.
Yeah.
So I've got Nikita Johnson and Coolin for a dark horse.
Yeah, this is one of those examples where parody kind of kills us, or kind of kills a motorsport for a year, because it's too much parody. It feels like there's just nobody standing out, and it just makes
Yeah,
it
nobody's-
hard to kind of get behind anybody. Um, IndyCar on Sunday as well. We got the Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix. I'm going with the Street Course Master. I know he had a terrible month of May. Absolutely abysmal. Struggled at the GP, struggled at the Indy 500. If he's going to have anything to say about Alex Palou's championship run again this year, it has to come this weekend. We're running out of opportunities on street courses this year for him to win. He's the master, and I think the only really in IndyCar right now that can take it head to head with a Palou at a street course. So I'm gonna go Carl Kirkwood this weekend. And then my dark horse, I'm gonna go Marcus Armstrong, dude. He had an exceptional month of May. I think momentum's a big thing in motorsports. Meyer Shank is riding an extreme high right now. I really am going to take Armstrong this weekend as my dark horse. I think he's going to be a top 5, top 10 threat this weekend. I really do.
Full disclosure, I just changed my dark horse pick because I remember this race from last year with this driver, and if he can pull some shit off like that with the team he was with versus now, holy fuck. All right, so my favorite, I'm going to go with Palou. I think Palou had if I remember correctly, Palou was going to win this race before he got wrecked. Is that right?
Yes. Yes, because Kirk would end up winning it last year when Palou ended up
Yes.
having issues. Yeah. Yep.
So I'm going to go with Palou. And yeah, dark horse. I originally had Dennis Hauger there. I'm going to change it. I'm going David Malukas. He is a dark horse. He hasn't won a race yet. He's still winless. But if you remember last year, he was running P4 and got wrecked out by who was it? Pato O'Ward? Wasn't it O'Ward?
Yeah. I think it was.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And he was actually looking like he was going to get a podium finish in an AJ Foyt car. I think he's gonna put in some fucking work this weekend. I'm going with Malukas for a dark horse.
I like the pick because he's got a chip on his shoulder, man. After you lose a heartbreaker like that at Indy, man, like,
yeah,
got something to prove this weekend. He's going to be a very, very hungry driver this weekend at Detroit. Again, with this race, Tom, it's hard for me to not see a Detroit Grand Prix where we don't have a shit ton of wrecks. I mean, every time that the IndyCar goes there, it's just an absolute survival wreck fest, dude. So I don't see it being any different. We've had some great moments here. We had, what was it, last year when Will Power was flipping off Kyle Kirkwood. And then we had the one year where Santino wanted to fight Kirkwood. Like, we had the McLaughlin lose his brakes going into turn 1. They got the dual pit lane. We've seen some craziness out of that with some strategy and some blend issues. It's super freaking entertaining. Again, everybody, all these IndyCar fans want us to go back to the oval at Michigan. I love this Detroit street course, guys. I fucking love it. I think it's fucking amazing. Like, some of the best moments of the last 3 years of IndyCar have come from this race alone. So it's like I'm excited for
Yeah.
this weekend. It's such a good weekend, and I like that we come off the Indy 500 to go straight to Detroit for the street course. It's like keep the momentum in 8,500 rolling, and then we go into a race that's an absolute crapshoot. That is Detroit. Like I love it, man. I think it's great for the sport. Then we
Yeah.
on Sunday we got the Cracker Barrel 400. Again, I can't pick against Toyota this weekend. They are just lighting the world on fire in NASCAR. They're unstoppable. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw 3, 4 of them in the top 5 again this weekend. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Tyler Reddick. As Dallas pointed out on the watch parties this weekend, he's on what a 4 race losing streak. It's coming to an end this weekend.
Um.
And then my dark horse, I'm gonna
Oh
go.
yeah.
I'm gonna go Glizzy. Easy dark horse pick. If they could bring the speed they brought at Charlotte to Nashville, Trackhouse is on the up and up, dude. Like these last 3 weeks has been. It really started with the Watkins Glen win, and then they showed up with speed at Dover. They showed up with speed at Charlotte. I think they're gonna show up with speed at Nashville, and it's kind of their home track. If you think about it, most of their sponsors are based out of Nashville. That's where they want to move their team to eventually. I think it just feels like it's gonna be a Trackhouse guy that's gonna be a dark horse this weekend.
Uh. So I actually made all of my picks based upon the thought that we were going to Michigan.
Oh,
So let me
there you
change that because I read this stupid article from RCR saying, "Oh, we will address the media Saturday at Michigan." Well, fuck me, dude. uh, so bear with me here. I think I'm gonna go with a favorite. I think I'm gonna go with Gibbs. Um, for literally no particular reason why I think that he's going to excel at the bit of the what is this, a mile long track? Is this a mile long track?
1.3 miles, I believe.
1.3?
Yeah. So it
Seems like
still
a
fits the
Gibbs sort of
intermediate.
thing.
Yeah, it does feel like a Gibbs. It feels like Toyota. I mean, to be
Yeah.
honest.
And then for dark horses, look, we've seen Trackhouse win here in the past. I mean, obviously we're in different times. What we saw out of Glizzy though, man, how can you deny that? If he can go to Nashville and have that same top 10 speed, the rest of the teams in the garages should be shitting their pants
Oh yeah.
because that motherfucker's figuring it out. So I'm all in on Glizzy this week.
Alrighty. We're gonna skip fantasy because for some reason the fantasy is not up on NASCAR.com. I don't know what's going on. They usually always have it up by Tuesday. It's still not available to go off of. So we're gonna skip that this weekend. Um, Thank you guys so much for tuning in, man. We had Lag, Christian, Jared, we had Puckett in here. Appreciate you guys tuning in on this podcast. Me and Tom have been doing some talking, and I think this may be our last one. We might not be doing a weekly podcast going forward because right now YouTube's got a vendetta out on us. We appreciate you guys tuning in on the watch party this weekend, but usually our watch parties do really good. Like we get a lot of views and we get a lot of interaction. And this weekend with the 3 big races, Mary Motorsports Day, it was the worst weekend for watch parties with us. I think we averaged like 200 views total off of all 3 of those streams combined. So it's like um, YouTube has really got a vendetta out on us. They've got us blackballed, got us blacklisted off their site, and so um, it takes a lot of work to put this podcast and these watch parties on every single week that we do this. I put 10, 20 hours a week on the computer, getting everything prepared, building scenes, putting the podcast together, all the amount of time watching the races and getting all the talking points and updating everything and building the streams and then building the overlays and just putting all this work on. And it's just really not coming to any fruits of labor. And I know Tom's been kicking ass doing his own thing with his streaming recently, and I know this is going to help him out, be able to have more free time on a Tuesday to be able to do stuff like that. I'm not going to say we're completely done with some of this racing stuff. Um, Maybe explore the whole Twitch thing. Maybe start streaming on Twitch more often with some of the watch parties and podcasts and stuff like that, and have more fun on that side of things because YouTube's just really not doing the thing for us right now. And to put in as much time and work and effort that we're putting into this, to just see YouTube completely have us blacklisted is really tough. So we really appreciate everybody that's been around. I mean, we 38 months into this YouTube venture. We started in 2023 in March, and We've not missed a single Tuesday podcast, and it's gonna be different not doing them every Tuesday, but we really wanted to do this one. I was honestly we weren't even gonna do this one. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yeah, we're gonna call it quits and be done anyway before this one. But Tom said we need to come on here, talk about Kyle Busch. We need to talk about the Indy 500, recap this stuff, and it was important that we did that. So I felt like this was a good way to do a send off for the podcast, the weekly podcast. So it's been a run. It's been a wild fucking run, Tom. Got 166, 76 episodes in, and it feels right, to just kind of put this chapter behind us. And um, we'll have fun though. We'll have fun. If you guys don't have a part of our Discord, join our Discord. We're still gonna be posting in there every day. This Discord is awesome. We have great people in this Discord. It's a great community. Um, Tom's got links in our Discord, I believe, to his or his Brotherman Discord for his Twitch
Yeah.
streaming. If you want to,
Yeah.
yeah, jump in there and join his Discord over there. I'm over there and in that Discord as well. Tom does some streaming every almost every night. It seems like so. Go show him some support if you're a loyal Digga Boys fan. Go jump on Twitch. Go follow Tom over there. We're probably gonna do some. Probably do some watch parties on Twitch on the weekends, and have fun, hang out with that community over there. I think that might be what we do in the future. So thanks again. I appreciate it for everybody that tuned into the Dega Boys, all of our broadcast, watch parties, streams that we've done over the years, all the video content we made. It's a good way to kind of wrap it up here. So um yeah, thanks again. We still have our merch store up if you guys want to buy some Dega Boys merch. Dega Boys are still gonna be around to an extent, to a period of something. We'll figure it out. We'll keep you guys updated. Make sure you guys join our Discord. That is key. That is how we'll stay in touch with you guys, and keep you guys updated on everything we do. I don't say I'm not saying that our streams are gonna go away. We're gonna find a way to do it, even if it's on a different platform. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the races this weekend. And hopefully you guys enjoy the races upcoming. We got a good slate of races this upcoming weekend. I'm super excited for it. Thanks again. Appreciate you guys. And we'll see you when we see you.